What is up, Chuckle Fucks? Welcome back to Wrench's Wreckfest, the series where you submit your FTD designs to me for review, and I either praise them for being a fantastic design with little feedback, or shit all over them for them being a terrible design, with maybe a side of constructive criticism. Now, without further ado, let us commence forth. Alrighty, we've got ourselves a pretty long list today, so it is looking like with the more people that we are having participate, we are going to need to start downing the amount of craft that you can submit per week to 2 instead of 3. That's a good thing! Don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. So, anyway, we're going to start off at the very top like we do, the 1963 Chevrolet Impala 4-door. This one I already know, this is going to be driver. It's only 43... Good lord, look how small it is! Oh my god. Good lord, it's so small. Is it actually meant to be like the size of Rambot? Beautiful detail as always, driver. Beautiful detail. God, you even got the little tiny details on the damn tail lights. And you got your whole powertrain. Ooh, catalytic converters. Things for me to steal. Yeah, overall, I mean, I'm assuming all the doors probably... Well, maybe not on this thing. Roll right for the horn. Okay. Interior's good. It's just so small, like every tiny little movement fucking goes out. So you got the manual crank windows. It's a stick shift. Oh, wait a minute. Is it a 3 on the tree? It's a 3 on the tree. Some of you probably won't understand what a 3 on the tree is, but if you do, you understand. It's amazing you got this many details and how small it is. What does it look? 1,340. Him. I think we're gonna go ahead and move on. Alright, next one is the 4X dart missile, or the 4 times dart missile. What the? Oh my god. So wobbly. Okay. First off, I'm going to assume you were kind of referencing a Huey for this. Which, great, but the main thing is it looks very square. Like, the nose doesn't look like it's at the right angles. The cockpit window isn't at the right angle. Your spear, like up there on the top, doesn't line up exactly well. Your tail, it looks fine. It also looks very unstable. Now, one thing I would do is for your missile decos. It's great that you got them decoed, but with the rest of the body being alloy, it looks like there's like part of the helicopter. I would instead change those textures to applique. That way you could see a difference between where the missile starts and that it's not made of the exact same shit that the helicopter's made of. So it doesn't look like a part of the helicopter's breaking off when a missile launches. You understand what I mean? It needs a lot of shaping work. Like your nose feels really stubby. The angle of the cockpit just doesn't look right. A lot of this overhang doesn't look right. It's way too boxy. And honestly, I feel like like for how big your fuselage is here, your tail feels really small. Like if you're going to keep that and just modify the angles of this a little bit, I would elongate the tail a little bit. I also noticed you don't have any kind of a tail rotor. Alright, next is the Airy CV01. This is by Xenodragon. Alright, what is this guy? Ooh. Okay. Very interesting hull shaping, but I don't hate it. I like the difference in it. I like it. This is done well, although I feel like this giant flat face, I understand there's not really much to put there, but I feel like that giant flat face on the whole, it needs something there, other like maybe ribs, stabilizing bars, something to help kind of break up the texture. Now your sides here, beautiful, perfect. Like the only thing I would maybe add is maybe some numbers or logo or maybe an accent stripe or something like that. But other than that, I would not change the whole. Very interesting bridge design though. Oh, that is weird. That's kind of cool. So you don't really have so much per se a bridge as you do just a big fucking detection mast. I feel like it needs more little wires sticking off the top, or I feel like with more of the because it feels very robotic, I guess you could say, or machinist. I feel like going to some of your detection pieces here, you can make some exposed, like, thick power cables, going to them, kind of just lining the outside of this, and maybe to some of your other components around here. I understand that'd be a bit of work, yes, but I feel like that would add to the overall aesthetic and the environment that you've got going for this. I feel like it would fit it really well, having the big, thick cables running to all your different detection equipment. I do like their tri-propeller design. That's good. Although, looking for the top and everything, it looks fine. Maybe these rotors are a little small for how thick the fuselage is, but you're angling down here with this doesn't look right. Like, it feels like instead of that, you need to make it like, maybe something a little bit more like that. It kind of fits the more low profile of the fuselage just a little bit better. And then I would also create some kind of a custom, like, missile rack yourself. Or at least, like, deco over these and make them, like, a different material. And I'm going to give you the same advice I did Colton, is making the missile not out of the same material texture as the rest of the vehicle. Because it just kind of, it doesn't stand out a lot. I would make that a pleek. Just because it makes it different. It makes it different. You can tell that's a missile and it's not some weird hang-off of the aircraft. I also don't particularly care for the exposed, like, little AI bits there. I think the texture for this is fine. I just don't think the little AI bit there looks very good. These are nice. Although, I would create some other stationary base for this, because, like, I think the ring on this looks fine, although with it clipping through the side of the hole, I would just create some other, like, hole just to go, like, right here, and then we can just expand out, like that. That way it doesn't look like it's clipping on the side of the hole. Next is the attach, or tache. This is from Gnome. What is this? Ah, it's not a suicide nuke. Excellent. Your colors looked really weird on that. And don't get me started on the fleet colors. I've already tried all these tricks and whatever that other people say to do to get them to work. They don't work. It's a bunch of fucking extra work, so I'm just going to keep it paused like this. Very interesting color palette, but I like how different it is. I will give you that. Are these actual guns? No. Although that's interesting you use the muzzle brake for that, but honestly, I don't hate it. Let's look at these turret caps. I don't particularly care for them being heavy armor. Personal preference. I feel like your mantlet could use some work, because that doesn't look like it has, like, a range of travel. Like, it doesn't... Well, I guess it is a laser turret, so it's actually just stationary. Or do you have it... Hang on. Okay, so you do have it on its own spin block. So I would make some kind of like a... Whoops, not a screenshot. I would make some kind of a background for this thing. Like here, move it forward, go up. Nope, not like that. And that. Just create something to where it looks like it has something to pivot on. You get what I mean? Something like that. You know, it doesn't need to be something super extreme. I also feel like you should make these up here flush with the side of the turret cap. So in this case, it'd be 2 times the width, and then we just make it come out there like that. Super easy, boom, done. I also feel like you could use some kind of access hatch maybe here in the back, or just some kind of like a door to basically be able to go into the turret cap and do maintenance on the gun. I feel like the jet exhausts here just kind of look out of place. I feel like you should make a custom input deco for this, and then make them go along, like have the same spacing going along the angle instead of straight back. I don't know if you know what I mean. Basically, take all these and just rotate them to where they're flush with this angle of the hull or shell or whatever. I would create some kind of a custom camera deco to stick on the sides of those. I do like these kind of weird heat vents that you've got. Those are also pretty cool. What have you got underneath? Very good. I like the exhaust there. My God. Yeah, see, create some stuff like some like weird detection stuff like this for up there. I think that would be pretty cool. Alrighty, next in line is the CA Yari, which is by Nova Galaxy. At least I don't have to worry about fleet colors with him. Thank God. Okay. Now, this, in comparison to some of your other superstructures, this looks a lot better. I still feel like you can use some taller detection mast, but your superstructure feels more full. It feels like it fits the hull better. And a lot of that has to do with the secondary layout that you've got going. But it's how you've got the hull coming all the way out here to the side. It even makes it to where like your weird ribbing or whatever doesn't look nearly as bad. I also see that you've added somewhat of like a little bit of a curve here. Very good. I still feel like you can use a little bit more of a curve coming back, like I've said before, on the sloping of your hull. I feel like if your sloping came all the way to like here instead, I understand that it may compromise a little bit of armor. I know. But I feel like if your sloping went back probably 8 to 12 meters farther, that would make the bow of your ship look so much better. Now, to your turret caps. Barrels look fine. I like the custom deco. Looks like the jet exhaust, I think. Which is the hollow one. Yes. Very good. I feel like the guns can use some kind of like rangefinders sticking out from the sides of them. And your mantlets, I feel like can be just a hair bit wider. I don't think the texture looks too bad, but I think they need to be just a tad bit wider. And with the glass here that you've got for the for that detection, it's good that you got the detection on a turret, but I feel like you should create some special viewport for it. Deco in some special viewport instead of it just being the glass there, because it kind of looks a little bit off. Maybe some ladders on the side, or yeah, we'll just stick with that. And you might also round out the sides of the turret cap a little bit more. You could do something along the lines of like this. So basically what I did here is I took, we'll just go into aerodynamic view. So I just did this to your slope, and then I decoed your inverted slope here to be a little bit longer, and same with the triangle corner there. And then I used the 2-meter offset for that. And then it created just a little bit more of a rounded corner to it. So, something like that, just to make your turret caps look a little bit better. You could also probably do something similar on your secondaries. This, I don't feel like you need to have any kind of rangefinder, but I feel like having some kind of a viewport sticking up and, like, off-centered on here would also look kind of cool. And your CWIS guns just need so much more detail. Like, they look so weird. Your bridge, I don't entirely hate it. I think it looks okay. I think you could still use the supporting beams coming across here. Just something very, very basic. You can do like this. Nope, we'll keep it like that. Make it a little bit thicker. And then we do a 45-degree angle. And then come over here like that. You know, something very basic. Very basic, but just add some kind of like extra support to the window. And then you can add it, maybe another one there, another one midway, another one right there, you know. Something like that. Oh, cool. You've got the... I feel like for these, I like that you have it to where it has a digital display, but I feel like you should make these display on like an interface screen. Just put like an interface screen behind it so it actually looks like a screen that's displaying it. I know it's interior, so it's not like you see it a whole lot. And then I would make some kind of like a taller mast that has your smokestack coming out the back of it. Here, let me see if I can whip up something real quick. You know, do something just a little bit more like this. You know, this is very quickly scratched together. But, you know, just make a solid mast just a little bit taller. You can add some detection stuff off the side of it. You can even add like a smaller wire mast up above that. And then just have your smokestack maybe sticking out kind of behind that. Make it look a little bit more integrated and a little bit more pronounced like that. And I think you would be fucking golden. Alright, next we have the Crusader class Cauldron. This is by the Ginger Spartan. I haven't seen something from him in a while. Ooh, okay. 203. This just looks like a big fuck off support craft. Just a resource carrier, which is very cool. I like how you got... I would say go ahead and add some containers and stuff down there, but yeah, that could be added later. Maybe add a hook or some kind of like a mounting point for chains or something there. Your little lifeboats there look fine. Let's look at this gun. What is this? You have way more recoil absorption than you need, but that's all right. You have 0 rail use, but you have 6,000 rail capacity. Anyway, when it comes to the details, beautiful details. Not too certain about the logs on this side of it, though. Kind of an interesting choice to have logs on it, with it being a naval vessel. But either way, overall shaping and everything, beautiful. Maybe add some kind of like a camera or viewport there. Your bridge windows, perfect. Look beautiful. Oh, you've even got a little bit of an interior to it, too. Very nice. Very basic, but hey, I like it. Oh my god, you got a full-ass traversable interior, too. Anything back here? No, it just goes down to every other fucking level of the damn ship. That's pretty cool, though. I like that. Your helicopter looks a little bit goofy with all the wood boards. What's up with all the fucking wood boards? Is that a modded texture? Is that a modded texture that you're using that I don't have? That's, kind of fucking that up there. If those wood boards are supposed to be there, they look stupid as fuck. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. But if they're not, and there's supposed to be something else, and it's a modded texture, yeah, that kind of looks weird. Your smokestacks look good. Maybe add the medium turbine bit sitting in here. You don't have to make it spin, but I feel like adding something in there would make it look a little better. Your Sea-Whiz gun here. Got enough recoil absorption. Good fire rate. Overall, good turret cap. Maybe just add like a ladder on the side. I'm a fan of ladders on the sides of turret caps. I feel like something can go right there on the side of the superstructure. I'm not exactly sure what, but I do love this big radar up here. This is pretty cool. Very good. Rest of the textures on your cranes look good. Hull shaping, beautiful as always. And yeah, that's really all I got about this one. This is a fantastic looking transport craft. All right, next is the Dawnstar class Corvette. This is by Fox. Thank God, no fleet colors. And all right, I like the modern style. It kind of gives off a similar vibe to how Ginger Spartan's ones are. Oh my God, look at these little rat fuckers. Alright, overall shaping on your hull looks good. Maybe try to smooth out some of this a little bit more. But overall base shaping of it, not too bad at all. Let's take a look here. Your cranes could use a little bit more detail. I feel like maybe using some of the truss blocks or something to add more of like just like a skeletonized frame of a crane would look kind of cool for that instead. When it comes to the side of your superstructure, it feels a little bit bland. I think the shaping of it looks fine, but I feel like overall detail-wise, it can use something here, whether that be some kind of like a radar sticking on the face there, or maybe some other access port, or maybe, I don't know, just maybe some insignia, some numbers, maybe some external pipes, something. I also don't think that's a very good design choice to have your windows stop and, you know, block your view that's dead ahead. I feel like that window should continue all the way around. Now, the rest of the bridge window looks fine. I just feel like get rid of that middle support there and make the window go all the way across. Next, your gun. Gun? Turret cap looks okay. Turret base looks alright. Personally, I would use like the turbine end texture for this instead of, let's see here, does that spin with it? No, it does not. Okay, cool. Now I just gotta figure out where the fuck your deco is for. See, instead of using this, I would personally use the turbine believe it's the connection. Yeah, this one. Definitely make it that thick. No. I would instead use it there like that, because I personally like the little ribbing that it gives off there. Ribbed for my pleasure. Now, with the barrel, I don't know about the rail. Well, I guess since it is rail charged, it'll be okay. But your mantlet could use a little bit of work. I'm not too certain about your item, like hologram projector texture up on the top either. Shaping looks okay. It just feels a bit too jagged. Like, I feel like having it come back to there instead would look a lot better. And just like that. I think that fits it. And then maybe what you could do here in the back, what I like to do just to get a little bit of a more rounded back end is just use the applique there to make it hang out in the back just a little bit more, and also just give it a little bit more shape. Helicopter. I would give it custom missile decos for one. Your cockpit also looks, just gonna be honest, quite stupid. Like, I feel like you should have some kind of a window on the side of the helicopter, or like this whole angled bit could be your cockpit. That could be all glass with metal supports all the way around it, because right now this front end looks stupid. I feel like your propeller blades could also be longer because they feel a bit small. That looks okay. Maybe your rear wings could come up by another meter. And I would also deco hide your laser warner and smoke dispensers there. And your gun is just really fucking big. I feel like it needs to be decorated to be a lot smaller than that. Other than that, you got a little bit of work cut out for you. But overall, your base design choices and base shaping and everything looks fine. Next up is the Defender class. This is by Colton. Let's look at this little guy. Alright. 83k, very cheap. Alright. I think this is the same texture or like turret cap that you've used on a few of your other guns, but I like it quite a lot. Looks good. Got enough recoil absorption. What kind of shell are you running? Just a heat shell. For something this small, honestly, that's a good choice. You can go with heat. I do like the custom deco that you got for this gun. Very good. I feel like you should have, like, if these are like the magazines that stick down, I feel like you should actually make those the ammo clip texture. That way it looks like it's actually feeding the rounds up, or makes it look like the shells are a little bit more exposed. Your torpedo launcher texture, beautiful, good. Let's take a look at those torpedoes right away. What do we got? Good texture on it. No complaints. Outstanding. Oh, let's take a look at your missile, too. You got that decoed? Is this it? Yes. Very good. I like. Very nice. I like. Your bridge. I like that you got the little, like, sunshades over the top of them. Very good. Radar texture there is good. Overall detection equipment is good. Missile launchers there look good. Your exposed missile launchers. Ooh, I like them being pointy. They got to be pointy.
It needs to be pointy.
Hull shaping can use just a minor bit of smoothing down here at the bottom, but overall pretty good. Your superstructure is well detailed and not overbearing as well. Overall, great job. There's not much I can say about it. It's a great looking ship. Alright, next up is the Dreamspeak. This is by Kevin. Let's take a look at this little guy. Ooh, I like it in the colors that I've got it in right now. It looks pretty good. Anyway, overall shaping of it, it's so small. Look at how small this little guy is. I like how small it is. Overall shaping of it's pretty cool. I like how the treads come all the way up, like to right there that are exposed. Very nice. You got your custom wheel decos, your sprocket. Good. Is this a cram? That is a cram. Ooh, I like the off-center gun. I'm a sucker for off-center guns. Very good, very good. Not too certain about the exposed texture of the general purpose, or not general purpose, but the processing cards. I would also change the texture of the whatever the fuck it's called, laser targeter, to like applique, like that. I think that looks a little bit better. Good texture over that. Back end looks good. Not too certain about the like the target prioritization. Texture there, maybe make that something else. Detection there looks good. You know my opinion on the heavy armor. I still don't think heavy armor exposed looks very good, but personal preference. Overall, your shaping is good. Details are good. Yeah, that's all I got to say on it. This is a cool little tank. Next is the Euro Asteroid FA-8 Grouse. This is by Gaming. This looks like a plane. Because it is a plane. Oh my goodness, it's kind of stubby. Why is it also not moving? Oh, is it hover? Is it a hovercraft? Hang on. Yes, yes it is. Ooh, I like the custom plane on that. Very good. European Navy. Your decos around the cockpit look a little bit funky, but the cockpit itself looks fine. Nose looks fine. Oh, you even got the spinning turbine for your air inlets. Your wings look fine. How expensive is this thing? 42K. Does it have a gun on it? I know your planes typically have a gun on it, but that also makes them very explodey. So, surprisingly, no. It does not have a gun on it. It just has a lot of fucking missiles on it. It does have like 8 missiles. Let's take a look at your missile deco here. Come here. Where are you? There you are. Not bad. I like it. Very good. How fast is this thing? It's not super duper. Well, actually, never mind. Whenever I was fucking going there, it was about 150. So whenever it is going max speed, it's very fast. Interesting AI of having it constantly like accelerate and then stop and hover. But I do like how it hovers too. It's a VTOL type craft. Overall shaping, minus your deco work that you've got around the cockpit being kind of funky. The rest of it overall, detail-wise and shaping-wise, looks good. Alright, well, the next one is going to be the Grace Holder. This is by Kevin. Let's take a look at this guy. This looks like an AA tank. And it's because it is. Alright, what are these guns? Let's see here. You've got just enough recoil absorption, good fire rate, good balance, very good. It's just 50 mils. Are you just using a heat round, I'm going to assume? Oh. Heavy triple fin stabilized. Got custom wheel decos. Honestly, I don't care for the custom wheel decos on this one. I don't think they look too great. I think try something where the wheels are a little bit more recessed inwards, or something to where it has like more exposed bolts around the rim of it. Now with the front face of this, I feel like it is missing something. I feel like you need to have some kind of a radar there, kind of like how the I believe it's like the Gepard or that German AA tank has got that radar up in the front face of it on the turret. I feel like it needs something there, or at least something similar in that regard. Rest of the shaping on it though is fine. Let's look back here. Shaping and details on these are good. Lights up in the front are good. You got mud flaps. Yeah, that's really the only input I've got. Is oh, also maybe no, that's okay. Mainly just the radar up in the front is really all this thing is missing, and then the maybe changing up those wheel decals. But other than that, it looks pretty good. All right, next one is the IDS Emist G Nibera. This is by Knight on Discord. Look at this fucking beautiful motherfucker. Ooh. I like all the yellow accents on it. All the trimming and everything on it. Your turret caps are beautiful. Love that. Nothing I could say on that. Weird that you got anchor chains on it, but honestly, I like the aesthetic of it. Let's see here. Different texture there. Still the same feeling on heavy armor being exposed. I don't particularly care for that texture. I like the support. I just don't feel like it should be the heavy armor texture. Got plenty of the jet engines on the bottom holding this fucker up in the air. Now, I believe you said this one has a full interior? Yes, okay. Basic bridge, but it works. Where else have we got? Going in. Ooh, okay. It's got your different comms rooms and everything. Very cool. Very nice. Very nice. Anything down here? No, this is just all actual internals. Okay. But whole bridge and everything is reversible. What about down here? Even more? A lot of the same control panels, but honestly, I can understand copying and pasting a lot of them because fuck making custom ones everywhere. Like, I barely could even make an interior to save my life. Honestly, I don't really have much to say on this. Like, overall, its details are beautiful. And overall styling on it is it's fucking fantastic. How expensive is this thing? Honestly, not too much. It's got a good amount of firepower and everything. This is very cool. I like this. I really don't have any feedback on it because there's not much I could really improve upon it or other things that I could see to do to it. This is great. Alright, next is the MNF Patry. This is by Darth Tillman. He's never submitted anything before, so welcome to the shit show, buddy. 1.5 million. Sweet baby Jesus, this thing is thick. Is this French? This looks French. I respect that. I like French Navy ships. I also love their turret caps. I don't know why. I've made many French things myself. So, it's rail assisted, 431s. You got enough recoil absorption. Very good. This thing looks like it hits like a fucking truck. I think I've seen this in World of Warships, which I use their 3D models frequently for whenever I'm referencing some other ships and stuff. God damn, these secondaries. We even got one of those like water coolers there at the end. Beautiful little details on all these turret caps. Although I will say, your deck feels like it's missing maybe a little bit more greebling. It's good that you have some of it, but it feels like it has a lot of open spots, and it feels like with the hull not being decoed, if like with how well decoed the turret caps are in certain parts of the superstructure, the hull not being decoed to be smoother kind of throws it off a little bit. I also like how you got the bow kind of sloping upwards there, and it's also just the railings. Like if the hull was more smoothed out and the railings followed it, I feel like that would look a lot better there. I also feel like you need something here. Like, that's what it's missing. You ain't got no life rafts. How the fuck is the crew to get out if the ship starts to go down? It has no life rafts anywhere. I feel like putting some life rafts here and there, some of the smaller ones, the inflatable ones, and some of the bigger ones for like the officers and the main crew and stuff like that, maybe a crane for it would be pretty cool. Because this is a crane here, ain't it? Yeah, that's a crane here. You need some lifeboats. You need some lifeboats. But your detection up here, beautiful. It feels like your sides here need more like windows or portholes, other stuff like that. Other little details on the sides of the superstructure it desperately needs. But yeah, that's your main thing that's throwing this thing off. It's the main thing that's keeping this ship from going from being pretty cool and good to fucking excellent is these certain sections where the detail is really lacking. That being, like I said, your hull smoothing, certain sections of the superstructure, and your lifeboats. Because you've got these really beautifully decoed turret caps, you got some good details on the deck, you got some good details on your detection stuff, and on your smokestacks, but it just kind of gets off-put by the lack of detail in certain other areas. So I would work on that, especially working on the hull smoothing. That would help so much on this. And then this would be a absolutely perfect, beautiful craft. Alrighty, next is the mRNA for Skyhawk. This is by Maximo. Okay, this little guy. Alright. You know, it's on the tip of my tongue of what this thing is referencing. plane-wise, but I cannot fucking remember. But I will say right now, it is way too thin. Like, your fuselage needs to be wider. Now, I'm not saying make it, like, super duper fat, but it is really, really, really slim. Like, it looks like if you were to try and sit down in the cockpit, you would be like this. And you wouldn't even be able to control anything in there because you're all scrunched up. You know what I mean? So, your fuselage, you've already got it all decoed. Just expand it out just like a little bit. Maybe like by like half a meter. It doesn't need to be much. But just expand it out just a little bit more because it is way too slim. Now, your side profile, it looks alright. Not much to say about there. Let's see here. Good, you got a little custom deco in the middle of that. Very good. The other thing this thing is missing is custom missile decos. Custom missile decos would help you a lot here. And your overall shaping, it looks fine, but the big thing that this is missing after getting the fuselage to be a little bit wider, markings, insignia. You go and look at any picture of a plane and it's got markings on the tail, it's got different little markings by the cockpit, it's got markings on the wings, everything. And those little tiny details help add to filling out the whole craft to make it look a little bit better. Because right now, you've got nothing. So if this is for a faction, you know, you got a faction logo, maybe paste it here on the, like, the tips of the wings, maybe add a trim on the wings, maybe add a trim on the tail, maybe put a number and a letter on the tail, something like that. But yeah, that's really the main things that you need for this craft. And that's gonna, oh, is this an actual gun? That is an actual gun. Very small, but it works. You have a lot of ammo intake and autoloader intake, but like half the cooling limit that you need. You could probably get rid of one of your autoloaders and mags and then put in a cooler to help raise that fire rate there for you. You also don't have enough recoil absorption. For those who have been here for a while, you know what's better. Fix your fucking recoil absorption! Alright, next one is the MRN Alva class light cruiser. This is also by Maximo. Okay, we've got some work to do here. The shaping on your hull here, it's alright. It's basic, but it works. You know. But your superstructure, ooh, baby, do we need some work? First off, it feels really skinny. Second off, your bridge here, it just looks so weird. Like your actual bridge here feels like it needs to be a little bit wider. It feels like it needs more of these like little decks hanging off the side. Your smokestacks, they're fine, but the default like porthole textures like these just don't look good. They just don't. There's no way around it. They don't look good. I would put in deco portholes, which are just, I just use like the steam pipe and deco them on there and make them like a darker gray because it looks better than that, because it makes it look like there's just literal holes in your fucking superstructure. You know what I mean? Maybe put some portholes here on the side of the hull. Definitely deco hide and get rid of the exposed processing stuff you've got up here. That's kind of weird. Get enough processing power, but yeah, I would deco hide that or move the general purpose stuff down into the hole where it's more armored instead of super exposed to missile fire. Your missile turret here, it looks okay. It could use a little bit more work. Maybe some other, maybe like a larger pivot point here, like a hinge pin. Maybe some wires running up here. I would start with that there. Your superstructure here also needs to be just a little bit wider. Also, with your hull being like, why do you have it to where it's like this? Why does your deck not go all the way to the edge? Why? That looks really weird that you don't have it going all the way to the edge. I would definitely recommend going through and fixing that, because that looks really funky, and then moving your railing all the way out there. I would also put more lifeboats, and maybe add a little bit more like wire bits hanging off the sides of the masts and more rigging coming around. All right, next is the mutual feeling, which I believe this is from Gnome. Yes, I thought I've looked at the mutual feeling before, or is this the finished version? Oh, this is the, well, it was the finished version. Hang on, that's right. This thing's killing itself because I spawned it really high up in the air. Remember that from last time. There we go. Now it's not as bad. Oh my goodness. God damn. Had a huge base to that. I kind of like that. What in the fuck kind of UFO looking... Oh my god, what the hell? I like the like twirling like trail block design it's got. It's really cool, but what the shit? And I really like the electric like ring you got around that. That is really cool. I like the special effects you got on this. It does look really cool. Does look really cool. Overall details on it, I do like it. It's pretty cool. Like that, there's really not much to say about it because it's not like it has any weapons. It's just a fortress, but that looks pretty cool. I'm not too certain about... I'm going to assume these are probably nukes. Yep. Tactical nuke. These are nukes. Okay. But overall, this is really fucking cool. I love the visual effects that you do on these. That's what really sells it. That's what really makes it fucking cool. Next is the Prophet. This is by the German Spartan as well. Alright. What is this guy? Oh my, sunk down into the water a little bit there. Superstructure, I don't know what it is about the front here. It looks weird. It feels like it's lacking a little bit of detail. Your bridge itself looks fine. It feels like it's missing something. I'm not sure what though. I think maybe it's because it's so flat here. It just looks like it needs some other like extrusions or other pieces sticking out. Your turret caps, as always, beautiful. Nothing I can say about them. Absolutely beautifully designed. And your guns, you got enough recoil absorption. They don't fire very fast, but what are they using? Let's see, what caliber are these? 307s, and they are using a Sabo fin stabilized solid. God damn it. I'm also seeing here that the guns already fire slow, yes, but you're not utilizing your full potential on your shell. Like, I feel like you need to add one more shell length and then adjust your gunpowder propellant to where, boom, like that. You just get a little bit more out of it. Yeah, well, let's see here. How much lower will it make your fire rate by doing that? By 0.4. So it doesn't create that much of a detriment for you, and you get a little bit of better performance, AP and kinetic wise out of it. So I'd recommend doing that. Your detection and your rigging and everything looks good. Smokestacks look good. That turret cap there looks good. Feels like you're missing maybe a little bit something back here. Maybe some lifeboats or other greebling along the deck. You got some large missiles. Your hull is nice and smooth, very good. All your stabilizing propellers. Yeah, that's really all I got. Everything else on this is pretty good. Very nice, great success. I like. Oh, you don't have custom missile decos though. I would come to expect that out of you. All right, next is the S7. BB01 Lone Star. This is by Ahmed Gaming. What the? Why is it in the Sector 7 colors? Or at least it was. Is this a fan build for Cringe's faction? That'd be interesting. But turret caps, I do like the design. Very like. Oh, is this supposed to be like a Texas? That would make sense for Cringe, but I know this wasn't made by Cringe, but it's probably made for him. Your custom AA decos. Great. I love those. The turret caps are great. Yeah, see, it doesn't look too bad in its colors, although I feel like it's missing some kind of, like, decorations here on the side. Now, what I was trying to say before I got blasted with the Navy theme, your turret caps, they do look good, but they feel like they're missing something on the side, either some kind of ladders or other, like, steps or something to be able to get up onto them. The other bits of your superstructure here feel like they're missing other portholes and other stuff like that. And your smokestacks feel really, really tiny. They feel like they're maybe 2/3 the size that they should be. And then you should make them a little bit bigger. It also feels like you need some kind of rigging coming from this mast to your rear mast. And you also don't have a way up to this mast, so I would create some kind of a ladder or something to be able to do that. Hull shaping looks fine. But, yeah, you're just missing some of those little details. But your turret caps overall, they look good. Next is the Sea Fox combat drone. This is by Fox. Oh, these are the little tiny fuckers that came along with the Dawnstar. Yeah, look at these little fucks. I feel like they need to be a little bit more decoed, because they just kind of feel like, with how well the Dawnstar was made, like, I feel like these are a little bit under decoed and under detailed. I do like the little, like, face that you got for them, but I feel like you want to deco over the rubber that you've got and make it all alloy instead of leaving it as the rubber texture. And then, yeah, just decoing the body and maybe creating a custom missile deco and custom railings for, or like a launch rail for the missiles. And I feel like that would help it greatly. Alright, moving on. Now we've got the Seaport. This is by Surf God. Well, that is probably a land structure that I just sunk to the bottom of the fucking ocean. One moment. Alright, let's look here. Oh, so it's literally, it's just like a little dock. It feels like you're missing something here, buddy. But other than that, it's just a basic little structure. It's got 11 firepower. What the fuck does it have? I hear something moving in here. Oh, what the fuck? Is this just meant to explode? Oh. Oh, no, you've got like a little... Huh. Interesting. Guns balanced, that's good. Yeah, that's very interesting. But I like the barn texture. It's very good. Although I feel like if you're gonna have the door open like that, you should have other things in here kind of like blocking the way, and then also finish maybe decoing in that, or is that supposed to be like where a ship kind of pulls up? I'm not entirely certain on that one. But overall it's basic, but I like it. Alright, now we have the SHF 7S Maderland? Maderland? This is by Cringe. Oh, hang on, let's pause it before fleet covers take effect. This is a thick fucking lad. Very expensive. But it is quite large. I feel like the cockpit could be maybe a little bit larger. Like, I feel like the windows are a little bit small. I do like the angling on them, and I do like the white trim around them, but I feel like it could be like just a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Oh my god, it's plasma. It's plasma plate. God damn. The deco work that you got with the trimming back here looks good. Not too certain about the giant thrusters that you got in the back along with the propellers. It kind of looks a little bit weird. I feel like I would just make these thrusters instead, just to match the thrusters that you got here in the back, but that's just me. What little gun do you got up here? You got a 50 mil Recoil 4,692. And you only have 543.
Cringe, you motherfucker!
Well, other than the little parts there, honestly, I pretty well like, I like this plane. Very nice. There's not really much I could say. It looks fairly proportional, especially for how fat it is. The wings being so fat, though, do bother me slightly. I feel like I would slim them down just a little bit, but other than that, it actually looks pretty good. Alright, next is the Steadfast. This is by Elite Leon. I don't believe you have submitted anything either, so welcome to the shit show, buddy. What have we got here? Okay, so the fleet colors are taking effect. They're getting a little bit fucked up. Okay. I do like your custom logo up here. That is pretty cool. Your turret caps, they look alright. I would maybe change the barrel texture to like a pleat instead of the metal. Your angling on the turret cap looks okay, but I feel like it's still missing something on the sides. And your ears here, like your detection or range finding, looks a little bit weird. I feel like it needs some kind of like slope on the back end of it, kind of like that, just to make it look like it's supported a little bit more. You could even make the angle just like a little bit more shallow, but just something like that to help support it. Your AA gun up here, the shield looks really thick, but the gun itself looks fine. So I would make the shield just a little bit thinner. Now your next thing, the gold rings on the portholes. That ain't it, Chief. Those don't look very good. I would get rid of the gold rings. And I would also make some kind of like a sun visor going over the top of the bridge windows there. You got lots of the little lifeboats around. These little turret caps, and they look alright. Good lord, these are some huge fucking planes, but I like the looks of the planes, though. Very nice. I feel like they can use some kind of like a small little logo or like insignia numbers, stuff like that I've been saying for a lot of these other ships. But the main thing is with how large the planes are, they kind of almost dwarf the size of the ship. I understand, you know, planes are typically pretty big in this game, if you want them to be able to survive any kind of impact whatsoever. But I feel like the propeller, like for how big this plane is, like I feel like the propellers need to be a little bit bigger. But I do like the overall texture of it. Oh, you got your own seat and everything in it. Very nice. Yeah, the planes look really good. They're just a bit fucking large, and they just kind of dwarf the size. And then your bridge, I would just get rid of the giant portholes. I would mainly get rid of the gold ring, and then I would also make these portholes up here a little bit smaller. That way they don't look super fucking big on a really small component or a small section of the ship. Other than that, your hull shaping, it looks alright. It's basic, but let's work on the superstructure a little bit first before we worry about the hull. Alright, next is the Termite CO2. This is by Xenodragon. What is this thing? That is a land vehicle. Alright, hold on. Let me spawn it a little bit close to the ground. Okay. Its turret cap up here, like the huge head, looks really goofy. Like, it looks really goofy with how small your hull is. I feel like if this was half the size, it would look better. Now, your custom gun deco here, I like that. That looks pretty good. Let's see here. What is it? It's 60 mil, firing 174, and it doesn't have enough recoil absorption. God fucking damn it. And when it comes to your custom wheel deco, it looks weird. Like, I feel like your wheel wells for them need to be larger in total. It also feels like your hull needs to be just bigger to compensate for how big the fucking head on this thing is. And it feels like the rim size itself needs to be smaller, because right now it looks like you got them rubber band tires on the stereotypical like old clapped out fucking car, like, or like an Escalade owned in a fucking poor section of the town, you know, that just has those big fuck off rims and little tiny tires. You know, the ones that you look at and go, wow, that probably rides like absolute fucking shit. But yeah, that's your big thing here is your wheels look a little bit funky, your wheel wells, and the fucking dirt cap on this thing is huge. It needs to be downsized. Alright, next is the Thingamajig. This is by Gnome. It has a roll bar? Why does it have a roll bar on everything? What is, what's going on here? What's gonna happen when it hits the ground? Okay. Alright, well, moving on from that weird thing. Now we've got the Witness. This is by Kevin. What is this thing? Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay, so modern-esque version of like the Yag Tiger or whatever the fuck that thing was. It had the basically fired a rocket at you. Okay. I do like the overall looks of this. Shaping of your tank, as always, pretty good. I like the exposed fuel tanks. You got the big air vents in the back. A little laser there. And oh my god, that missile is probably going to hurt like a motherfucker on whatever it hits. Nothing to... Oh, hang on. Oh my god. Yeah, that thing is... Ooh. That thing's gonna hurt. I do like how you made it to where like you could see the missile sticking out. And... whenever it gets fired, you know, there's the tube that it fired out of, and oh, you even got the little crane going to the back to like load it in from the top. Very nice. Detection there looks good. Yeah, not much I could say about this one. Maybe a few little more communication wires coming up, and the wheel decos. I don't know about them being spoked like that. I would maybe make them more solid. Make them look like they can actually handle the weight of this thing. Because right now they don't really look like they can handle the weight of this. But other than that, looks pretty cool. Alright, and the last one is the WI or W1 Dune Transport. This is by Surf God. Oh, this is just the tiny little guy. Look at this little fucker. He's so small. And he's also drifting. I'm not too sure about the, like, butt fucking chin that this thing's got on it for a bumper. It looks really funky. Like, really, really funky. I think the cloth net or whatever that you got around the back end of this looks fine. But your cab looks really, really stupid. Like, why does it not have a headlight on one side? And why does it have the giant fucking, like, sticking out chin on it, and your windows for it just kind of look fucky. Okay, I believe that is everything for this session of Wreckfest. So, goddamn, that was a lot. Yeah, we're probably going to be downing the amount of blueprints people could submit from 3 to 2 per week, but I'll make that an official announcement whenever I decide to do that inside of my Discord server. Speaking of my Discord server, if you want to participate and submit your craft in here for review, then go ahead and join the Discord server, and then there will be a tab towards the bottom of the server that will be for Wreckfest. And then you could submit up to 3 blueprints currently, until I change it, per week, and then the submissions close at noon every Sunday CTE. And then whenever you submit your craft, it will be reviewed in the next week's video. So it gives me time to get the video out and edit it and all that other jazz. So, thank you all for watching and for those who participated. And I will see you chucklefucks in the next one. Thanks.